Yeah. And you know I run it back. I want all the noise on the track, running laps. Yeah. Like I'm Rod Troy, I'm living fast, switching lanes. Yeah.
We are live. Go to Instagram first. What up, what up, what up, y'all? Can everybody hear me? Drop a one in the comment section if everybody can hear me. Tonight we're talking about the athlete mindset, what it takes to perform good, and longevity as an athlete. So if you're a beginner, or you're an advanced athlete, or you're just somebody who's looking to get into track and field, you came to the right place. Drop a one if you guys could hear me correctly. I heard your if you talk, everybody can hear you. So say something. Right. Yeah. Like they can hear you loud and clear. Alright. We are live in all these socials. I'm taking questions tonight, guys. So if you guys have any burning questions when it comes down to performance, I'm taking questions tonight. So any burning questions, toss them my way. Okay, so everybody who can hear my voice, drop your flag in the comment section. Wherever you are in the world, drop your flag in the comment section. This is for my knowledge just to see where everybody's tuning in from. So drop your flag wherever you're from. Okay, let me go first. Put my flag in since nobody wants to. Their flag. Oh, I see a Canada flag. Okay. I see Turkey. That's a Turkish flag. Oh shit, I see. Oh, I'm seeing lots of flags in here. Just drop the flags in there so you can see where you guys are from. And if you guys are new, oh yeah, we got some Jamaica flags over here. Do you support what book you recommend for? Oh, running coaches. There's a few books that I'm using right now. This is a great question. What book do you recommend for running coaches? Running coach, what do you mean? Are you a distant coach or are you a sprint coach? Right? Because there's a difference. So for me, I have a few books. This is one of my books. I could do a review on this book right here, right? If you want. This is one of my books that I kind of refer back to all the time. So I could do a whole review on this if you want, but then this is the name of the book. These are the writers of the book, and this is the 2024 edition. There's multiple editions of this book, but this is a sprint. If you're a sprint coach and you don't have this book, you're not really a sprint coach. So I won't go too crazy. I have multiple books, but the next one I'll show you. This is one of my foundations. This is a book that every coach must have, right? I'm sure there's a newer version of this book, but this is like the old one. This has the most information in it. So this one is one of my all-time faves as well. So to the person who asked the question, these are the two books that I use: Intro to Coaching Theory and The Mechanics of Sprinting and Hurdling. Those are my my top ones. I have more, but those are the ones that I kind of go back to every time. So let me kind of see what else in here. Um, oh, going good. Shout out to everybody from me. Oh, we got Brazil in here. Wow, Brazil. I've been to Brazil before. Where in Brazil are you from? I've been to Rio, Peru. Welcome, sir, from Peru. We got some. I see some Jamaican flags. Lots of Jamaican flags. That's my place right there. All right, Thailand. Welcome, sir. I'm not going live with anybody yet, so don't try to. No, I don't speak Spanish, and don't try to tell me to invite me to a live chat. I'm not gonna do that. So that's coming soon, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to set it up in a way where nobody's wasting my time, or I'm trying to avoid all the trolls because there's lots of trolls out there. But yeah, jumping drills, sprint drills, man. Jumpers or sprinters, sprinters or jumpers. Sprint drills, bounds, um, strength training. Unless you're getting very specific for your jump event, then I'm not really. I think the only jump event I really dabble in is the long jump. Triple jump is very technical, so you would have to seek somebody who's a triple jump coach. Mm, my favorite place. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't understand why you keep on doing that. Um, can you check your volume? It's really low. Okay, my volume is low. How about now? How does my volume sound now? Do I offer online training? Yes, I do. Online sprint training. Yes, I actually train athletes all over the world. This is Daniel. So this is what I'll do, Daniel. Um, this is what I'll do. I'll Yes, Daniel, I train, I offer online programs if you're interested in one of my online programs. After this video is done, just leave a comment and then we will contact each other and then we can take it from there. I'm still trying to figure out a way to communicate with you guys because I know there's a lot of people who are trying to get the sprint program, but the hard part is communicating because I don't want to drop my email and then people randomly just emailing me a bunch of madness. So serious inquiries only. So Daniel, if you're serious about my online sprint program, you let me know. Um, leave a comment under this live, so I will see it, and then I will maybe you can send me like an email or something. Or this is what you do: if you have Instagram, go to Instagram and send me an inbox. Go to Instagram, Daniel. Go to Instagram, send me an inbox, and then we will connect from there. Mission. Hold on, I need to split this up into two so I can see Instagram and because I'm live over here on all these socials at the same time, guys. Soon I'm gonna need an assistant to stay live on all these social. So I'm trying to come to you guys once a week with live videos going forward. Um, I know this was kind of rushed. I know I just posted this like an hour ago. You went on the website and applied. Website is under construction right now. So Daniel, uh, send me go to my Instagram and send me an inbox and just tell me that you're Danielle from YouTube. Boom, and we get it cracking from there. The website is kind of down right now. So we're gonna redo the website and make it even better. So if if you're truly interested in the program, you let me know. Like I said, guys, I'm not doing a live with anybody else. It's only me. So if you don't have a question for me, share the video with somebody who has a question. But don't send me a request because I'm not gonna respond to your request. Bro, in what age did you start sprinting? So I started sprinting around 16, 16-ish. So in Jamaica, there's always like sports day where athletes run and race against each other. But really and truly, I started. Oh, wait, hold on. The fireman in the building. Fireman in the building. What? Go on, fireman. Yo, fireman, send me an inbox. Send me an inbox, fireman. Yo, we got the dog. Send me an inbox, man. I'm waiting me if you connect on the connection. Can't make. Send me an inbox, fireman. 'Cause we have some things to deal with, you know. Yeah, but so I started really and truly taking track and field, was sprinting seriously. Um, Give me a second. And back. Set this up again. Yeah. So yeah, fireman, link me up, man. Link me up. Send me an inbox. We need for link. Bless up, brother. Bless up. Yeah, you guys are in the presence of greatness. If you are on Instagram, we got the great Chris Brown in the building. Great 400-meter runner from Bahamas. Good friend. Loves the sport and he gives back a lot to the sport. So respect, brother. Um, oh yeah, medalist too. He's not just no regular 400-meter runner. We're talking about medalists here. Major medals. Um, yeah, so I started taking it serious maybe my 10th grade in high school. That's when I started taking sprinting seriously. When I saw that there was an opportunity to go further to get a scholarship to um, instead of going to a trade school, I could go to an actual university. So I started taking it serious, and then I had a good coach. So my coach realized that I had a little bit of talent, and he, kind of harnessed that talent and helped me. Why do two people? Why? And he kind of helped me. So that's how I ended up where I am right now, man. I'm not no just come athlete. I've been in the game a long time, and I've seen the best of the best, and I've built myself up. Actually, I tell you guys, my first Olympics, London 2012 Olympics, I coached myself to that Olympics. That's why I believe that I could be a great coach because I coached myself to that Olympics. It wasn't just a situation where I was with a coach and I was following a program. I actually had to do research, discipline myself, go to class, at the same time waking up early in the morning and dedicating myself to training. Okay, somebody asked me over here, why do people drag their toes? I'm guessing you're talking about when somebody's starting and you see that little dragging of the toe. I don't think most athletes do that intentionally. I think that's just a reaction from trying to get quick ground contact and keeping their heel closer, keeping their feet close to the ground. So they're trying to keep their foot close to the ground so they could get a quicker ground contact in the beginning of a race. So that's why you will see that toe drag. And Asafa made it famous when really and truly when Asafa was doing that. Um, if you go watch back any of his major races, he wasn't doing that in his major races. That was just for a Nike commercial, and he was going slow. right? And then Nike slowed it down. It was a slow mo, and everybody saw the perfect start with with the toe drag, and everybody thinks that's what you're supposed to do. What you want to do is get quick ground contact in the beginning. How many times per week do you do drills? Uh, sprint, just like. All right, so let's put it this way, right? Would you ask a basketball player how many days per week he's taking shots, like practicing shots and certain shots? Like, would you ask Steph Curry how he mastered the 3 point or the three point shot, whatever he does? Would you ask him how he does? Because he's in the gym doing that every day. As a sprinter, sprinters do drills every day. That's what sprinting is. Sprint drills is what you use to enhance your sprint form, which will make you keep hold your form for longer. Right? So just like any other skill, you have to develop your sprint skill, which means you have to develop your sprint form. Right? It's as easy as that, simple as that. And if you're interested in sprint drills, uh follow me over here on YouTube. I drop loads of videos. I'm pretty sure I've covered sprint drills and sprint mechanics. That was the goal of all of 2024, to teach people how to run correctly, teach people how to sprint correctly. 2025 is all about mastering the phases of races, right? So we're gonna pick the 100 meter, and we're gonna try to master the phases of it. We're gonna pick the 200, and we try to master the phases of it. I'm gonna teach you guys how to develop all of these races because I've ran all of them, and I'm talking from experience. Okay, guys. So I'm jumping off at 9. So if you guys have any real questions for me, now is the time. Do you know Usain Bolt as about? Yo, can you ask me a real question, man? And if I say yes, what does that mean? Yes, I've made multiple teams. I was on the 2012 Olympic team, the 2016 Olympic team, World Championship in Beijing. Multiple. I could go on for days. Yes, I do know these guys. Actually, I used to train with Asafa Powell in Jamaica. But yeah, Johnny 5 drills, mastering mastering your sprint drills will help you to improve your sprint form, which will make you run faster. You hold your If you could sprint correctly, you could sprint faster. Wait. Yes, sir. This person said, does eating beef give you an additional nutritional? I'm guessing you're saying you're from India, and most people in India don't eat beef, or where you're from, they don't eat beef, and you're asking me if it gives you an uh, added nutritional benefit. I don't think so. I think it's just protein. I think there's people who don't eat no meat and still run fast, right? So I think it's when it comes down to running fast, what you want to do is have a structured training program, right? That's where I come in. Structured training program. You need to be able to periodize, target meets, prepare. You need to have a goal, right? So and sure, your nutrition is a big part of it too, because you can't eat like junk and think you're gonna get the best out of your body. But I don't think you necessarily. I'm not. There's no research out here that says people who eat beef run faster than people who don't eat beef. Is there? Is there, baby? Huh? Is there information out here that says people who eat beef have a edge? So somebody asked me. Somebody said, "Is it if you eat beef, does it mean that you have an extra edge? People who don't eat beef." I don't think so.
No, how's your recovery? If you're not getting enough protein, your recovery is going to suffer.
Yeah.
Beef is good because it has iron in it, it has lots of B vitamins in it. When you're vegetarian, your natural level, your B vitamin levels are typically lower. So if you're supplementing or you getting it from other sources, from plant foods, then and you have a balanced diet, then you shouldn't be suffering. your recovery. It's all depends on how you feel.
Yep. And guys, simple as that. So she's the brains behind the operation. I'm just here spitting out the information. Somebody asked me, how did you get your hurdle time down for the 110? I never ran the 110 hurdle. I'm a 400-meter hurdler. If you want to know how I got my 400-meter hurdle time down, I got faster in the 400. Plain and simple. I got faster in the 400, and naturally I run faster in the hurdles. And I also improve my hurdle mechanics as well. So I practice hurdling with both legs. So the faster you get, the more you're gonna have to learn to hurdle with both legs. Oh yeah, David, wagwan. Your face look familiar, but your face look familiar, Savage One, but your name not there. Wait, is this Mr. Mayu? You wanna join, bro? I'll talk to you, Mayu. You're the homie. If you wanna join the live, you just say, I sent you a request. Just let me know. Is deadlift good for sprinting? So, yes. There's variations of the deadlift that you could use to enhance leg strength, which will help you to remain injury free. There's no correlation that, okay, if you do deadlift, you're gonna sprint faster. How you use deadlift to enhance sprinting is if you have an athlete who's never lifted before, or you have an athlete who is weak, who needs leg strength or hamstring strength, glute strength, or just need to enhance strength in general, the deadlift is going to help them to be stronger, which means stronger muscles mean you could hold your form for longer, you could take more work in training, right? So the deadlift just is just it's just a means of getting an athlete stronger so they could do more work in training and they could be more explosive when you're trying to recruit hamstrings and glute to run as fast as you can. But doing some deadlift don't mean you're gonna sprint faster. Because I know guys who could out deadlift me and they can't sprint faster than me. But at the same time, there's variations of the deadlift that you could use for different purposes. So, for example, you have an athlete who has muscular imbalance, one leg is stronger than the other. You could go single leg deadlifts, right, to work on some balance and some coordination, and that would benefit them more than just giving them a bunch of like just deadlift. They won't benefit from that. So, um, Moha said thanks you for the information. It was very clear. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions about nutrition, now is the time to ask because I have the lady in the room who is the nutritionist. I do you do hills in season? Yes, I do hills all year round. It's a part of our training. It's a great. So we switch up the hills based on where we are in the season. So I reserve my deeper inclines and my longer hills for preseason, but once we get in season and we want to work on a little bit of acceleration, we still get on the hill, maybe like a slight incline, right? And work on that. So hills is a great way. It's a great way to have an athlete work a little bit harder and work on your angles without going all out. So I use hills. I use it especially for my young athletes who don't know how to apply force to the ground, who don't know how to sprint correctly. That's the best way to teach them young athletes how to sprint, and it also develop muscular strength. Yes, so I hope that answers your question, sir. What lift do you suggest for helping block starts? Wow, that's a good question. I would say
I
there's
feel
no.
like what we did today was sorry. Can you hear me?
I told you if you speak, I can hear you.
So did you take your headphones off because I'm too loud?
Yeah. Can you go ahead? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I felt like the one we did today in the gym, like power cleans on demand, is so good as a block start. Like
For reaction.
yeah, for reaction, but also that like would you say triple extension because your hip extends?
Yeah, but we're extending up. Right, that I would say what we did today is more for like max speed. When you're up to top speed and you're trying to be up here with your glute and hip.
How about that deadlift with one leg is over the bar?
That's a good one. But the best way, so if you're trying to develop your block starts, are you trying to be a better starter? Um, get on the hill, do 3 points on the hill because that's still strength training, right? There's no exercise in the gym that's gonna help you to fix your blocks or develop blocks or help you with your blocks. You have to think about what you're doing when you're coming out of the blocks, right? You're trying to apply maximum force to the ground and push yourself forward. So get on the hill, do some 3 points on the hill, do some bounds on the hill. If you have a sled, push the sled in that start position, pull the sled from 3 point. That's going to give you more of a translation to block start than any exercise you could do in the gym.
I like the TA pads.
Yeah, so there you go. Or if you have a resistant machine, then that's even better. We have one too. So if you guys want information about the TFX, let me know. So, but yeah, Kyle is the name. Kyle. I don't know if I'm messing up your name. Kyle Erickson. No exercise in the gym is gonna translate directly to block start. The best way to improve an athlete's block start is to have them get in the blocks and learn how to use the blocks. But before you do that, I would say start them off with a start series. Go crouch start, then you go 3 point start, then you go 4 point start without the blocks, then you transition them to the blocks, right? And then you set up zones. So they're working for the first 10 meters, then you're working for the first 20, then the first 30. I hope that answers your question. But there's no exercise in the gym that's gonna you're gonna hit it and then boom, block start ready. All right. Oh yeah, we're rolling tonight. I'm getting good questions tonight. Um, how important? I need to write down some of these questions too, because I can make some videos about this. Question is, how important is upper body strength training? Oh, this is a great question. Johnny Five, we are on the same page right here. I am a firm believer that the best sprinters in the world and the fastest sprinters are anybody who improve in sprinting develop their upper body strength, right? So just like how you would train your hamstrings, you train your shoulders. Just like how you would train your glutes, you train your traps, right? Just like how you would train your ankles and your calves, all these areas, you have to do the same thing with the upper body, but you have to get very specific, right? And when I say get specific, don't overdo it. Like what I like to do is pull-ups, push-ups, anything body weight. And if I'm getting very specific, I will hold light dumbbells and I swing them in the motion that I would when I'm sprinting or running. Right? Keep it very simple. Yeah, but that was a really good question. Yes, sir. You will hear back from me, sir. Don't worry. Share the video with somebody who you think will find this information valuable and you'll hear back from me. And if you're serious about training, don't worry. We're gonna get it going. Where do where do you ask questions? What do you mean? In the comment section. What's what's a good 200-minute time for a 10th grader? I mean, shit, depending on how talented you are. All right, so it seemed like okay, hold on, let me come over here again. Yes, Kobe. Yes, I do fly sprints. That's a major part of my training. I do that all year round. I start prepping that with athletes from early on because sprinters are sprinters, man. You gotta sprint. You cannot wait to sprint. That's the fastest sprinters in the world. They're sprinting. What is the perfect time for 2 by 400 meters? You mean at 800? it again, it depends on how talented you are and how fit you are, right? There's no perfect time. The world record is pretty quick. Yes. Actually, this is D Dennis too. Yes. That's speed endurance, right? 250s are good too, but yes, 150s, 180s, 15-second sprints, 18-second sprints, those are great. Those are really good. 20-second sprints, those are good. You can't go wrong with those. All right, let's see what's going on Instagram because nobody asking me no question on Instagram. I'm about to let go of Instagram. Instagram is the first one to go. All right, everybody who's on the gram, come over to YouTube. Um, or see you guys next week and share the video. Come over to YouTube and share the video. We're gonna be over YouTube for another 30 minutes. I'm jumping off at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock sharp. I will be done. Kobe's over here. Oh, Kobe, come over too. All right, there we go. Yes, I do these. Do sprinters need to train their biceps? They don't necessarily need to train the bicep by itself to get it pumped up, but you could train the whole arm. Happy New Year to you, sir. Hey, which track drills would you do before a track me switches or regular? I would go with switches because especially if I'm going to do an all out run or close to max run. I would go with something that's gonna get me warmed up faster, and then I wouldn't go for. This is a good question because I wouldn't go for long with these either. I would go for 10 meters, and the only drill that I stretch out at a track meet is my boundings because that's the one that's gonna mimic like the type of force I'm trying to put into the ground. The switches is just gonna get my hips nice and loose and get my coordination right. But the exercise, the drill that's gonna be the closest to what I will be doing when I'm sprinting all out is the bent knee bound. So I stretch that one out. I go to like 40 meters with that one, but everything else 10 meters because it's just to get the heart rate up and get the blood flowing and get the just muscle memory, get the body moving. Do you recommend speed? Do you recommend speed endurance or just focus on pure speed? I like a little bit of both, depending on what day of the week, because you can only train pure speed for so long, right? After a while, the athlete will hit a plateau. So I would say reserve speed training for specific days, but you could throw the speed endurance in there a little bit more than how you would with the pure speed training, right? I would reserve the pure speed training for when you want your athletes to be firing on all cylinders. No, you could train speed endurance. What do you mean? This is what comes from genes and genetics, right? The amount of fast twitch muscle fibers that's in the athlete's muscle and their ability to recruit those fast twitch muscle fibers to move themselves as fast as they can. That you can't really train that. That's there's a little bit of research out there that says when a kid is young and they're developing, you could train the fast twitch a little bit more. But for an athlete who's like fully competing like a grown athlete, it's hard to train that. But you could always train speed and you could always get an athlete to increase their endurance. But that natural raw speed, if they don't have it, you have to just find a different event for them, right? This is what a great coach does.
Like what you did with me.
Exactly.
Because I always thought I was a 100 and 200 meter runner, and all the coaches would just agree to train me for it because the training is a little bit easier, even if you're doing it slow, but you're not benefiting from it. And then I would always run it slow and wonder
Hmm.
why I'm not improving when really and truly I don't have a lot of fast.
Yeah, and then you learn a skill, you learn to be a hurdler, and you could improve your 400 because you don't have to necessarily be the fastest guy to run a 400, but you have to have great speed endurance, right? So you have to be able to hold your speed for a long time. I remember the first time she ran the 400, she ran 114. Then she went down to 111. Then I watched her run 105 indoor, 103 outdoor. That's big for her. And she wasn't doing it when she was younger. She started in her 20s. Yeah, man, track and field is for everybody. You just need the right coach. So, guys, this live is to spread the knowledge. I offer online sprint programs. So if you are an athlete who don't have any guidance and you're looking to improve, if you're just a beginner, somebody who wants to sprint, and you don't have any guidance, here, go to Instagram, go to Roxroy Cato on Instagram. Send me an inbox. I'll see it. I won't respond right away, but trust me, I'll respond. And serious inquiries only. And it's not free, guys. There's no two-time Olympian out here proven results gonna give you workouts for free. So don't think it's free. And if you value something and if you believe that it's good and it will work, you pay for it. What can you do to improve block start? Um, who's this? Oh, I don't want to mess your name up, bro. Burns, you said, what can you do to improve block starts? I just posted a video on YouTube. If you're over here on TikTok, go to my somewhere in my account and then go to my profile and then go to the link. There's a YouTube link there. Click on that link. Then my latest video that says start faster. That's teaching you how to set up the blocks, right? The biggest thing with learning how to improve your blocks is simply learning how to set the blocks properly. People overcomplicate the block start, right? Nobody runs the whole race in the blocks. You're in the blocks for reaction. You want to push away from it and get going. So do that. Get in the blocks, push away from it, and get going. Record yourself, look at the angles. I posted a 5-minute video, like the simplest video. And then the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that you're pushing away from the ground, driving your knees forward, and thinking quick ground contact. And how you do this is by practicing the crouch start. You do this by practicing your reaction time. You do this by practicing your um, you do this by practicing your 3-point start and your 4-point start before you get in the blocks. So, but yeah, man, I dropped multiple videos on the block start because I struggle with the block start too. Don't think I have it perfect. I struggle with it for a long time and then I figured it out because I used to overcomplicate it, but then I figured it out. It's not as complicated as you think. It's very simple. Super athletes take creatine. Yes, they do. I'm tired of this headphone now. I'm tired of this headphone now. So if you guys ain't hearing me properly, I don't know what to do. All right. Hold on, I got another question here. What? All right, so one of these is going. I think it's Instagram that's going. Okay, so everybody come over to if you are on Instagram, come over to YouTube because I'm gonna let go of Instagram now. So peace out, guys, from Instagram. Come over to YouTube. All right. All right. So the question is, what's your opinion on invisible sprint technique? What? What is that? Can anybody? I don't know what the invisible sprint technique is. Somebody explain that to me? What is the invisible sprint technique? You know what that is, babe?
No.
Moha Can you explain? I don't know what the in can somebody explain to me what the invisible sprint technique is? What are the okay, I'll move on to the next question. Bro, I don't think there's such a thing as an invisible sprint technique, bro. That sounds like some YouTube nonsense. Um, what are the best drills to work on start? Good question, JC. The best drills to work on your sprint start is you want to do crouch start 10 to 15 to 20 meters. You want to do push up start. You want to do 3 point start, right? You want to do a fallen start, right? The best drills to work on your start is start drills. If you're doing drills upright, like high knees, butt kick, that's not going to help you to work on your start. That's just going to get you warm. If you want to work on your start, find a hill and do crouch start going up the hill for 10 to 15 meters. Do sled pulls for 10 to 15 meters, right? Sled pushes for 10 to 15 meters, working on that angle, and then do 3 point start, and then get in the blocks and actually set up points and do block starts. And then you need a starter or somebody to start you. You need to start on command so you can increase your reaction time. Because a lot of times you're not starting bad, you're getting all the right angles, but because you continuously do it on your own, you don't have anybody actually saying on your mark, set and go, so you don't get that height of focus and if you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, 3 point start, crouch start, falling start. I have a video on here. I have a video on YouTube. Just type in how to set up your blocks, or type in or go to my playlist, and I think it's the playlist where I'm talking about how to run faster. There's videos in there on how to set up your blocks. Right? So use one of those videos. Can you watch my TikTok of me running in practice and give me any tips?
You do, you do.
Um, like she just said, if you want me to critique videos, it, you have to send me an inbox, and then we jump on a email back and forth, whatever, and then we set it up. But I offer that, and it's not free because you're gonna get a detailed breakdown. I'm not gonna leave no stone unturned. All right, TikTok gets another 20 minutes, then we're jumping off. Any more question? Do you think? Hold on, let me see this question. Do you think football players should train the same way track? Of course. Yeah. I'm not gonna say you can't get specific when it comes on to running plays and football drills and agility drills, but that base training where you're trying to be very explosive and fast. As a matter of fact, the university that I went to, one of the guys who won NCAA in 100-meter was a football player. So after football is done, he comes to track, but he didn't stop doing track training, right? He was still out there drilling, he was still out there doing his sleds, he was still out there running his hills, lifting like a sprinter, and that translates to the field. So I would say the 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 most the fittest athletes and the most powerful, the most explosive athletes are track and field sprinters, right? They train, it's cross training. They train all across the spectrum. There's no stone unturned. So if you're an athlete looking to develop, why not take on that aspect of training as well? Because you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Why can a genetic runner beat a trained Why can a genetic runner beat a trained runner? Because think about it. If somebody is genetically gifted and they train, of course they're going to beat somebody who's not as genetically gifted who just trained. But nothing is wrong with that. Some people are just more gifted than others. It don't mean that there's not a space for you in the sport. It just mean, you're going to get beat. It is what it is. Do you know who Lawrence Lowe Johnson is? No, I don't know who that is. Okay. How to know you're fast enough to have develop the ability to run the 100? Um, it's a tough question, bro. Why do you want to run the 100? Ask yourself that first. Why the 100? Why do you just want to know? Why do you want to run the 100? Is there a reason that you're just trying to test to see how fast you are? Then it doesn't matter. Just go train properly. You're at the right place. Follow my videos. Improve your sprint form by doing the drills that I post. Um, improve your strength in the gym by doing the videos that I post, and improve your start by doing the videos that I post, and then go test your 100. Or if you want, you could just pay for structured training if you're really serious about running the 100. But how do you know you're a 100-meter runner? Because everybody think them a 100-meter runner. Should you do plyos after sprinting? Yes, you could do low intensity plyos after sprinting. Nothing is wrong with that. I would reserve plyometrics for before though, or on a separate day. Like I inject plyometrics every day in my training, but that's just something I do. Not every athlete could take it. So I notice when I increase the amount of plyometrics that I do, then I hear athletes start to complain. So then I have to. So it's almost like a thing where it's so good, but you have to be careful because it's so taxing. Right? And if the athletes are not practicing proper form, or they're just doing it just to do it, they're not gonna get anything from it. So, and they're just gonna end up getting hurt. So you have to be careful with plyos. I would say put it on a separate day or make it before. Don't have your plyometrics on the same day you're gonna do block starts. Don't do that. What is the most important muscle for sprinting? What? This is a tough question, man, because there's all of them work in unison, right? Because for example, you have really strong glutes and you have really strong hamstrings, but your Achilles is messed up. Then we could say your Achilles is the most important thing for sprinting, right? Right. So it, like for example, my lovely wife here, she has everything. She has a strong core, she has a strong upper body, she has all the things in the world, but then she has a plantar plate tear in her toe, right? So there's no one specific muscle. What you want is a fit athlete. You want the athlete with a good mindset and a fit athlete, and you develop that athlete. But don't think that you're just gonna build hamstrings and then boom, you're gonna be the fastest guy ever. Or like for example, Bolt. Bolt had scoliosis in his back, right? So his back was like this. So he had to do more core than usual. He had to do more abs and stuff like that than usual. I'm pretty sure he wasn't sitting there doing a bunch of hamstring curls and think he's gonna run fast. So you can't develop one aspect of the body and forget about the next. You have to think of sprinting as a holistic thing. You have to think of sprinting almost like a train on a train track, and you're trying to do all the necessary things to make sure that train doesn't derail off the track, if that makes sense. 4 times a week is doable, Jeremy, but you have to be smart because there's levels to plyometrics, right? There's high intensity plyometrics and low intensity plyometrics, right? And there's moving plyometric, there's static, so you have to be very intentional. And this is where I come in. Go to my playlist. I post more. I do, listen, man, I do research on plyometrics because this is something that I firmly believe is one of the key aspects of developing younger athletes, right? So, uh, 4 times a week is doable, but you have to be careful. I would say go low intensity on certain days and reserve your high intensity plyometrics for the days when you're not going to be sprinting all out. Um, Where are we at for time? Okay, we have another 12 minutes here, then I'm jumping off because I can see my eyes getting red. Getting tired now. I gotta be up early in the morning. Okay, see this question. Is there a point in learning the technique when you start feeling it and you become faster after? Yes. Yes, it's slow, it's linear, it's slow. It's slow progression, but it's still good good progression. And you will, so track your metrics, track it. So this is a tough question because it took me, so I trained, look at this, right? 2019 I was coming back from an injury, right? And it took me 2020 to recover from that injury. 2021, I was not in no shape. I was still trying to come back. 2022, same thing. 2023, same thing. It took me 3 years to get back to 48 seconds, 46 seconds shape, right? So you have to think of your progress like that. You can't think one season as a sprinter or as an athlete, unless you're just doing it and it's just a hobby for you and you're not really putting no time and effort and energy into it. But if you're a serious sprinter and you're trying to improve, it's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen in one season. You will have a great season 1 year and then boom, you pick up an injury or training change or something change, life change, right? And then the next year you cannot put in the same amount of time, energy, and effort, and your performance won't be the same, right? What should I do to train? Oh, gee, I don't live close to a track. Uh, there's grass fields. Uh, can you get a sled? If you can't get a sled, use tires with a rope. That's what I used to do back in high school. There's ways to make it work. There's hills everywhere, right? Get on the hill, get on the grass field. As a matter of fact, go check out why the Jamaicans run so fast. They're on the grass 6 months out of the year. When they go on the track, they're turning over, right? Not everybody have access to the fancy stuff. Like for example, I'm up here in Canada. Canada is fortunate. The part of Canada where I am in Toronto, I'm fortunate enough to have access to top of the line indoor facilities, right? So it don't mean that it's better than somebody who's training in Jamaica because they have the sun, they have the good weather all year round. Right? So I have to structure my training a little bit differently. So there's not one set way to train. You have to just the circumstances that you're in, you have to just use everything to your advantage. And man, you're on TikTok talking to a two-time Olympic sprinter. Go to my YouTube channel. If you're already subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the hill, go do some hills. Right? Find a grass field. Find a nice grass field, not high grass. You want the grass to say this is your foot. You want the grass. You don't want your foot to be sinking in the grass. If your foot is too deep in the grass, you end up ripping your ankle out or something. So a nice grass field. When it snows, if go on the treadmill, man. Go on the treadmill. Hit your runs on the mill. Shovel the snow. That's what I do. I shovel the snow. You you have to do what you have to do if you're serious and you want to improve. I train 4 days a week, right? Maybe I'll get 1 day outside or 2 day outside, and the rest of the days I'm inside. And even inside, it's still a burden because you don't want to be running on that bank track every day. You develop injuries. So most days I only have like a 60 meter straight away, 70 meters straight away, right? Think about that. Still have to get it done. So I would say focus on the um strength training aspect and develop that aspect of training. Focus on the sprint drill aspect, develop that aspect because you could do sprint drills anywhere. You could do strength training anywhere. You could do body weight strength training anywhere, right? And go run some hills until till the weather gets better. And if you can't, if you don't have access to a hill, if you can't get in a treadmill, get a skipping rope. Do some high knees on the spot. I could turn you up with a high knee, with a I could turn you up right now with a skipping rope. Or you know what's a good one? A mini band or a long band. Those are good because you could put the long band or you could put the mini band around your knees and it added resistance and you do mountain climbers with that. You do step ups. There's so many things. There's so many ways to train if you are serious and you want it bad enough. All right, guys. We have another 9 minutes here and I'm jumping off. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. You know, we had a good night tonight. I got over 1,000 likes over here. I love it. Um, I'm gonna try to come to you guys more and more with videos like these where I'm going live and we're talking. It's not gonna be often. It's gonna just be whenever I'm in the mood. how does having large calves make you slower? Because I noticed that most people with large calves. That's a good question. I yes, the fastest sprinters and runners in the world, they don't really have large calves. They have fully developed calves, and their calf muscle is kind of high. So they have like a longer where the angle is and where the calves start. There's like that area is a little bit longer. Fastest guys. That's deep research though. That's a lot of that is genetics too. So, but yeah, the fastest guys they don't have big ass calves. Where am I from? I am from Jamaica, originally St. Mary, Jamaica, born and raised. Where you from, Kobe? Play play I do jump squats, jump lunge, pogos. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Sprint drills are considered plyometrics too, So you could structure a day where you're just doing sprint drills and you just weight the sprint drills where you put a weight vest on or you use a long band, some type of resistance with the sprint drill. That is plyometrics. As a matter of fact, I consider that specific plyometrics. What's the subject tonight? The subject tonight was um the athlete mindset. How do we improve performance? That was the subject tonight, and we're jumping off right now. Old plus dirty. We're jumping off. You're late. You're late. Old plus dirty. What kind of name is that, by the way? Why is your name old plus dirty? His lower abdominal. What? His lower abdominal groin pain. Um, lower abdominal. That could be hip flexors or psoas muscle in there somewhere. Groin is gonna be. You know where your groin is, bro. Do you want me to give you a description? You know where your groin. Google it. Google where your groin is. Your groin is not in your lower abdominals. It's below that. What happens when you take a break for 2 weeks? Is your performance still up? Depends. Depend on what type of break you took. Say if your break was drinking, partying, staying up all night, freaking out, doing the most, eating bad, of course your performance is gonna suffer. It will not be up. But if your break was you're chilling with your family, uh getting good sleep at night, you still do a little bit of active rest where you're hitting a bike or you're swimming, your performance won't suffer. As a matter of fact, you probably come back and run faster in the beginning, right? So I was sleeping and eating less of protein. Yeah, so you'll be all right. And as long as you weren't doing nothing crazy, your performance won't suffer. I would say still do some form of active rest. I have lots of ab videos on my channel. I have lots of plyometric videos on my channel. Go over there on your rest days. Just go hit one of those. Even mobility work, like where you're stretching and stuff like that. That's good active rest too. I would say if you're a sprinter and athlete, you don't want to take you don't want to unless you're injured and the doc is like, "Yo, go sit your butt down." Even then, I'm still like, okay, show up at the track, come out there same way, and then walk something, do some walkovers, just be in the environment. Don't don't just go completely shut off. Right? Like I don't think I've ever done that. Even on my so for example, I had a full season and I got all the times I want. Season is done, and I'm like, okay, I get a month off or 2 weeks off. That 2 weeks, I'm riding the bike, swimming. I maybe go do some long runs, but I'm not going crazy with training. But it's just you always want to be doing something. Right? Because think about how hard it took you to build all of that. Why would you want to just like 2 weeks and just like boom go? Not because you're sleeping properly and eating protein, it doesn't mean that you'll be completely fine when you get back. Not saying you won't be fine, but if you're really trying to improve, you wanna, maximize. Why is TikTok telling me to do that? All right, guys. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we got 2 minutes. So all right, YouTube is done. How to sprint? These questions not making no sense. Okay, YouTube is done, guys. So everybody, remember to like and subscribe if you're new to the YouTube channel. Share the videos with people who you think will find the information valuable. If you're interested in training, reach out to me on Instagram. The link is in my description on YouTube. Reach out to me on Instagram if you're serious about training. Serious inquiries only, guys. No bullshit. So peace out over here on YouTube. And until the next time. Hold on, let me play my song again. Let me play my song.
Hey, you know I run it back. I want all the noise on the track, running laps, yeah. Like I'm Rock Troy, I'm living fast, switching lanes, yeah.
I'm out.